Joined on the line right now by Merritt Centennials head coach and GM Luke Pierce. Luke, after a Game 3 defeat in overtime where you guys really seem to deserve a better fate, what are your thoughts going into Game 4 tonight?
Well, I mean, we talked about last night, whether you lose a tight one in overtime or you get blown out 7-2, you've got to get over it and get ready to go for the next one. So we're still not out of it yet. Here we've talked about being in this situation before, and we're ready to keep clawing away.
So backs against the wall, we can bring out every cliche under the sun, but how do you approach it with the players? The fact that it's just one game that you have to win?
Yeah, well, you have to take it one game at a time here, and we've talked about against other opponents this year. We've overcome some long droughts against teams, whether that's the Vernons or West Sides, and you get one win, and we beat West Side 5 times in a row this year. We managed to beat the Mighty Vipers 3 times this year. So we get one win, and I don't think there's a guy in our room that doesn't believe that we can beat these guys 4 times in a row.
How much of the game right now is mental going into this pressure-packed Game 4? Probably the biggest game that a lot of players on your team have ever played.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've never faced this as a group. We've never faced this situation before, but I expect the guys to, like you said, you get a little bit of a renewed sense of energy when you finally can actually say that this is a must-win game. You talk about them at different times throughout the year, that games that are important to you and are must-wins, but none of them really are until you're in this situation. So we'll get to see how the guys respond, but I expect them to have another big push of energy here.
Now, what about the energy in the building last night? Really seemed like the crowd buoyed your guys. For a Monday night, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good. It was loud. It was I thought a really good hockey game, and it was obviously great to have all the noise here, and I think it definitely helped pick up the intensity level, and the emotions were running pretty high there for a good stretch of time, and it was a lot of fun. That's what playoff hockey is supposed to be about, and unfortunately we came out on the wrong side, but it was still a fun game to be a part of.
So in terms of special teams, you guys really seem to have gotten that piano off your back. The fact that you've got power play goals now in 3 straight games. You got 2 last night. You managed to keep them off the score sheet in terms of a power play or a power play goal, including a late kill. Billy Marshall took a check to the head penalty with just under 3 minutes left in that game. Your special teams is really rising to the occasion here.
Yeah, I think our penalty kill obviously was a big key for us last night, and they've been really good at home all year, so I would expect nothing different here tonight. And our power play found ways to contribute again, and that's all we've asked for. We said from the beginning that we weren't going to live and die by our own power play. We just wanted it to help chip in when it could, and last night it was a big key for us, and we've got to take that same mentality going into tonight.
Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you about the goaltending. You gave Lino the hook 28 seconds into that second period after Devin Gannon scored his second of the game, shorthanded. What's the situation with the goaltenders? Tyler came in, made 28 saves. The talk around the arena was that there might be a controversy here?
Well, I don't know. Controversy, I guess, is all how you define it. But we're going to talk a little bit more this morning here before we make a final decision. But I think perhaps it's a chance for Tyler to get himself in there and start a game and take the ball from here. We've haven't had any luck with going with Lino so far, and not that it's been his fault by any means. Sometimes you just need to make some changes. So we'll talk it over. We're still not 100% sure on what we're going to do, but either way, we're comfortable with either guy, and I know it doesn't look good when you pull him, but I don't think it had a whole lot to do. He still made some really good saves for us, and unfortunately, we just needed to find some sort of spark for our group here.
Well, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Was it, that was a seeing eye shot, went over the glove hand, sort of against the flow of the play because you guys were on a power play at the time, right at the start of the period. Was that really an indication of the fact that you wanted to light a fire under your guys as opposed to the way that Lino had played to that point?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, I think. I don't think Lino would say he had the best games 1 and 2, and not that he was bad, but we said from the beginning we were going to need him to steal a game probably, and we weren't able to get that. And I thought he had a really good finish to game 2, especially. Second and third period were very good, but we kind of had the mindset going into game 3 that it was going to be a real short leash, and if there was a goal that we felt wasn't adequate, then we'd get Tyler in there and try and provide a spark that way. So that's kind of the route we took, and I thought Tyler did a pretty admirable job going through the final 2 periods.
And what were Lino's thoughts about that? Was that something that you made aware to him, the fact that there might have been a short leash going into that game yesterday?
No, I don't think you want to put that type of mindset in him. Just let him go play. And hey, he's a very mature, very professional young man, and he obviously wants to be in the net. But when we pulled him there, he was cheering on the bench. He was patting guys on the back, and he was one of the most vocal guys here in the dressing room between periods. He wants to win. He wants our team to win, and like I said, a very professional young man, and we're excited that he could still be a part of our group for us this year and next year.
I know that I sound like a broken record when it comes to the veteran players, but it really seems like these guys have started to step up their game. You talk about the game that Jeff Jones had last night. Well, your top line entirely was fantastic. Steve Tresera seems to have stepped it up. Are you getting the response that you want in these pressure-packed situations from your veteran players, even though you're not getting the victories?
Well, I think you always know that they're going to, provide you with that extra little bit of a spark, and they've done that. I mean, Jeff's been outstanding, and Steve as well. Obviously, I thought that, like you said, that whole top line with Evan Stack and Riga Sekila were full value last night, and our defense, Cam Crawford had another strong game, and we're going to need that again. I mean, we got a couple of guys here tonight that are facing the prospects of possibly playing their last junior game, so we expect them to be a pretty hungry group.
Now, I asked you this after Game 2 about the health of your squad. What's the situation with that day off on Sunday? And then a pretty intense game yesterday. We saw Sean Mactac leave that game and not come back. What's the health at this point that you know it?
Well, it's it's typical for this time of year. There's a lot of bumps and bruises, and some coughs and snivels, but we'll get through it here. I highly doubt that Sean will be in the lineup. We haven't had the chance to check him out again this morning, but the way he left last night, I would doubt that he'll be in. But we've got bodies ready to go, and we'll have a full healthy lineup ready to go for